Good evening. It shall be a hello, everyone, and welcome to Sikasem, High Life Radio NLTA. Your host, Patrick Befi, and me offer say Kwesi can come and yede and the so program in Brom said every Monday 7 to 9 p.m. Waha. Sikasem, which my topics from Kukra, unexpected one. Idi twam a ɛbɛboa yi nyinaa both yɛ ɛwɔ ha ɛne yɛ a ɛwɔ fie nyinaa na before sɛ yɛbɛka topic no asɛm no yɛnua ɛsɛ ɔbɛma yɛ biribi kakra na ɔma yɛ ne afɛɛfiri ano. Once again, welcome everyone to Sikasem. The Monday de biara yɛ no Patrick Befi.
All right. Of about fear that say a cheer for you and her for we be almost free bia. Yeah, saying ya DBA no. Yeah, the history ni kakra be ebefem. And the history ni de yeah unko be brave, but near ye pese ye check kakra ni say we African near and now ye bibi near. So to me June here the so June who di say we obi a wo nim de and ade book bi na mba recommend say obia when Japan say open total liberation when it comes to mindset liberation as an African and you standing as African, you know. Kwame Nkrumah chro book bi book ni di no say the axioms of Kwame Nkrumah, the axioms of Kwame Nkrumah. So axioms are more of like as a foundation. There's a foundation of something, the foundational truth. So book no kaya you see Africa in a different way. We be beneath so you see yourself in a different way. And then kinds of book New Year. Kwame Nkrumah in the year 1963 on my speech boy Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Yeah. Africa, I'm a penny for in Asia or so speech my unya speech we are no kind book. You can also do the vice versa. Be okay. You really understand who an African is, and then you stand for who Africa is or what Africa is. You see Africa in a new way. And a taste for the true African history. And there's a reason why Kwame Nkrumah Emma speech, and there is a reason why he wrote that book, The Axioms of Kwame Nkrumah. He saw something different. Oh, you're African, you know, person or dancer. You can't do what the average African is doing. There's something hidden that you need to read. There's something hidden that you need to study. And Kwame Nkrumah, he studied in US. But then, Bibribishia de wa kwento but ononkwa dance because he knew something different. Sadie na me pesa me no che. Into the axioms of Kwame Nkrumah and Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's speech 1963 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Now kind book so you learn so much from that. And we Africa, your problems in about more than 50 years ago, somebody had a blueprint, but Nimbia Nipa M paint, we lost someone precious, and then we are still in servitude to the West.
Kwesi wewe.
Yeah, of a for Pacho maybe that's it.
Yo, that's it, yeah, that's it. Okay. Say me de mensa ko kabibi ma. Yo tie for mfa ncheme. To say the kind, the axioms, no. Me reading in that my reading has and pass be based on base be kakra. Say besua de nneɛma different kakra. We start here now kakra bi a me yɛ no. Say wa kra na kan time be ago na yeah, but me timi nya we in terms me nya small portions bi am reading here. Yo, very nice and could be able to me akwa pesa book no no atimi read and as the speech no kra no and we're ready. Yeah. Unim yɛnya kora nka saa book no yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ne twi koraa na nka yɛyɛ twi na nka yɛde toɔ no amanfoɔ tumi yɛ
ɛbɛboa
yɛ a mempɛ sɛ amanfoɔ bɛtumi ama excuse sɛ na medeɛ menim reading anaasɛ
ɛbɛboa
medeɛ
paa
ɛsɛ
ɛbɛboa
yɛtumi yɛ ne saa nka nyɛ ba yo sɛdeɛ yɛka no sikasɛm Monday bi ɛwɔ ha yɛyɛ sika ho adwuma and then topic na sɛdeɛ meka yɛ sonko koraa no yɛ why diasporans and locals partnership fail sɛ yɛ nkyerɛkyerɛ mu kɛse koraa no a yɛka biribi sia no wɔhu baabi ade no ɛfa why diasporans and locals partnership fails yɛkɔ yɛ kurom yɛayɛ kurom Ghana yɛhwɛ sɛnea nneɛma si kɔ so ɛne adeɛ a yɛn nyinaa yɛyɛ testimonies to some of the things that happen ebia na wonyɛ victim so I can guarantee you say bia wadamfo bi anaa wo nua bi obi bi a wonim no bi ayɛ victim wɔ saa deɛ wei saa yi ho ma ɛma ɛyɛ na ɛha adwen kakra deɛ mehu ne sɛ yɛhwɛ wohwɛ wiase na wohwɛ sɛnea nneɛma si kɔ a wohu sɛ race anaa wode yɛmfa nkɔ fam kakra no a tribes ne saa nneɛma nyinaa no deɛ ɔmo wene because of partnerships. You see, together, wopɛ sɛ mo move together ɛboa nko a wobɛtumi akɔ baabi a wopɛ sɛ woduru nko a wopɛ sɛ wokɔ a wobɛtumi akɔ by moving together no ya na ɛboa ma mokɔ ntɛm ɛna ɛboa ma nneɛma bebree tumi totɔ yie so sɛ ɛka bi koraa na ɛbɛba a ɛnyɛ wo nko a because wayɛ dɛn partnership hɔ nti sɛ bi koraa na yɛn nyinaa na yɛkyɛ atua nti yɛmfa sɛ biribi na mɛkɔyɛ na mabɔka 10,000 a na sɛ yɛ nipa 10 a obi yɛfa 1,000 nti ɛsɛ ma no yɛ easy ba yɛhu sɛ yɛn race no deɛ especially wode memfa no sɛ yɛmfa nkɔ yɛ Ghana yɛntumi nyɛ saa nneɛma no kɛse na sɛ yɛtra kora so yɛyɛ a sometimes interruption nneɛma bebree tumi si na afei bi kora bu aba mu na kora ne yɛnyɛ bie nti this topic yɛ sɛdeɛ mekaeɛ no biribi bɛboa nyinaa na ɛwɔ sɛ yɛfa no very serious because yɛmu bebree we've gone through this somebody is in it they're about to or they are just getting out in that situation. Again, why diasporans and local partners fail to partners they fail. Before we start, I would say like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yo, share. I teach him I see 5. See, I discuss all the way up to 10. I bet na yet me a hojuma. Me jama first one.
Alphabet Fiadasi, and the topic need the annual why diasporans and locals partnership fail.
It's a catch for so much.
And then, number one on the list, number one on the list. Ɔsɛ nipa bebree ɛwɔ akwantu wɔn wɔ pɛpa sɛ wɔn yɛ biribi kakra ɛɛdɛn ɛwɔ fie whether sɛ business bi whether sɛ bi ɔwɔ mfuo bi a ɔde hyɛ obi nsa sɛ ɔnyɛ dɛ ɔnhwɛ so but mpɛn pii no mentality bi a yɛn nuanom a ɛwɔ fie no ɛwɔ ne sɛ obi wɔ akwantu mu a automatically no ɔwɔ sika obi wɔ akwantu mu automatically no the money is everywhere. Wonya yɛ a wowura mu a na wayɛ dɛn wanya ɛno nti no sɛ ɔde kakra kora na ɛbɛba sɛ ɔnhwɛ so na yɛmfa ndi dwuma kora no a na sɛbi wayɛ dɛn wayɛ sika ne ba sɛ ɛnyɛ obia but ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛyɛ dɛn akɔ so ɛno nti no nokorɛ kakra ɛyɛ dɛn so many people back home just assume sɛ obi nya tu kwan na wayɛ dɛn na ɔwɔ sika ɛno nti sɛ ɔde biribi koraa ba na yɛde hyɛ ne nsa so ɔnhwɛ so a ɛnɛ ɛkyena stories everyday stories anti ɛsan so a breaky trust no only obi wɔ hɔ nso na sɛ o lose the trust when it comes to business when it comes to partnership when trust is broken trust they are very 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 difficult to mend or repair ɛno nti na ɛyɛ saa bonsu nipa no koraa no obi sɛ onni resilience a anhwɛ a sɛ yɛkɔ fie paa sɛ yɛkɔ akɔyɛ biribi no wanhwɛ a ɔnyɛ dɛn ɔmfa ne ho koraa ɛnyɛ de ɛnhyɛm because mpanimfoɔ sɛ ɛhunu ɛmu pɛnti na aboa sɛ odi background no ayi n'ani ato nkyɛn nti mentality no the mindset that people back home feel like obi nya tu kwan a na wayɛ dɛn na wayɛ yie ɔwɔ sika no nti yɛde sika aba sɛ fɛsi dan koraa ɔgye wodi nti and then a chinana car stories na obu okrampa se bi oni krata krampa oni bi nti brands na wenye scanaba nti of no the number one reason why most partnership fail because people assume so to kwanya sebi when you ho so you do na entisa nti man is car not why any basa on kan ho no correct entro
Yep. The na ye me yi kakra kra ye the way I will see you sue say, people back home think say they see you as I say they see you mainly as a cash cow. Cash cow. Yeah, cash cow.
yeah
Say shake cash cow and kasa. I like the way I see you soon. No, say you can say cash cow. Cash cow, like a business or investment or a product that provides steady income or
yes
profit. To say the meaning kind no, enye ubia na te saa. But you mu bebree hɔ nom a yɛhu over and over again say, nipa no bebree hɔ nom a saa na asɛ ɔmo ayɛ ɔmo adwene. Very recent ɛne ehu sɛ amanfoɔ start ka ɔmo stories a afei deɛ ebi mu di adi. First kora no bebree kora no ɛna still kora bebree ngye ndi.
Yep.
So still no yɛgu so a yɛka sɛ wohwɛ yɛn nuanom mpanyinfoɔ mu di kan a na yɛfrɛ ɔmo bogus ankasa na the way ɔmo si bɛ fie a nneɛma ɔmo bɛyɛ ɔde plain face o sɛ dɛ cars ne saa nneɛma naba obi kura okodi 6 months saa time bi kura na 6 months kura okodi obi sɛ okodi aduro ɔte aduro ɛhɔ no ɛna ne yɛtua ne ka eti sika na ne yɛtua no yɛbi a yɛde ne ba back no wɔtumi anya kakra de akɔtɔ saa time nneɛma bɔ ɔnyɛ den eti bi a ɔtumi ka nyame adum ɔtumi de bɛyɛ cars bɛyɛ 3-4 bi na ɔde aba because na ɔhyɛ hɔ no a yɛma no aduane free yɛma no biribiara free ɔwɔ more or less no ɛnyɛ jail ɛno so ɛnhyɛ dan asɛ wo camp bi saa wo sɛ yɛbɛka no sɛ kura asɛ yɛ restrict wo wɔ hɔ nti bi wɔ kora na baabi wɔ kora yɛ ma ɔmo yɛ adwuma kakra nti ne sika kakra obɛnya bi a wakɔtena 6 months 1 year ɛhɔ no a wɔhyɛ no wanyɛ hwee wantua hwee odidi free ɔntɔ nsuo ɔntɔ electricity ɔntɔ hwee ɛna ɔnkɔ baabi nti no ɔntɔ ntaade nti saa time no so yɛ ne bia yɛ go through ne case nti yɛ go through ne case no bibia ɛbɛn bi kora na first no kora de ne bi wɔ kora yɛ saa ma ɔmo allowance bi a ɔmo yɛ wei ne ebi adwuma kakra bi ɔsaa yɛ a yɛma no kwan ma ne tumi kɔ yɛ bibi kakra bi number of hours bi otumi de tɔ nneɛma bi ba nti ɔba a ɔbɛba no watɔ ne ntaade kakra na ɔba no abɛyɛ hyɛmpɛn nti mostly sɛ ehu yɛ a saa nkorɔfoɔ no ɔmo ba a ɛnkyɛ na afei ɔmo asa ɛkɔ nti saa bi wɔ no ɛno no kɔ Germany ɔkɔ Holland bi saa situation a ɔba saa cars na ɔde baeɛ na ɔbɛtontɔn no na afei bi a ɔde ayɛ saa connection foforɔ bi na afei bi ɔde akɔ UK anaasɛ ɔde akɔ baabi foforɔ bi nti ɛma nipa bebree fa ne sɛ asɛ aburokyire no because wei no kɔ ekura 6 months ɛna nneɛma toto yie nti yɛn nyinaa ne yɛ mentality sɛ bogus deɛ ɛna so far as wɔtu ne na free Ghana no nko ara na ɔkɔ Europe no deɛ ɛyɛ den ayɛ sika na ɔmo nka no korɛ na nkasa pa ɛwɔ hɔ no ankyerɛ yɛn nti yɛn nyinaa yɛ baabi beginning yɛn nyinaa baa yɛ wuduru house sɛsɛ ano teɛ na afei so fi sɛ sika no egugu fam na sɛ sika no pɛ no wɔ ha no ɛyɛ den paa ɛde paa deɛ nti a mpɛ sɛ mekyerɛkyerɛ mu saa cash cow no ɛyi no cash cow no kyerɛ sɛ obi a wafa biribi te sɛ nipa no asɛ ɔyɛ investment anaasɛ ɔyɛ ade bi a de bi a wotɔn a sɛ wode ɔpɔ ne sika wɔ nipa no ho saa na steadily no yɛ nkurɔfoɔ bebree asa na ɔmo fi all because ɔmo fi sɛ nipa no ɛnyɛ sika all because sɛ obi ɔbaayɛ bi na nneɛma bi ɔde baayɛ short time bi ne deɛ kɔɔ so anaasɛ ɔbaayɛ ɔba bɛsi ɛna mma yɛ remfi so sɛ sika no ebi wɔ nom a wote ha sika no yɛ dollar anaasɛ yɛ pound anaasɛ yɛ friends whatever by the Ghana ɛwɔ soro kakra because of the change no but wɔ ha nom a ɛyɛ the same nti saa nneɛma nyinaa ka wɔn nneɛma nipa baa bi a wɔn tumi yɛ biribi bi quick nti mma yɛ adwene nkɔ so sɛ saa ne teɛ koraa I hope si nyina ebetie yɛn nua yɛ friends ɔbɛnda akɔnda roma nti na emu bebree hɔ nom amanfoɔ asate ka wɔn stories ankasa paa nam nneɛma a introduce yɛn ti no amanfoɔ ka wɔn stories ɔmo a animia nneɛma na amanfoɔ go through no menim sɛ obi wɔ nom a wɔngye ndi by sɛ dan kyɛm kɔ yɛ friends sɛ obi kɔ ase nsu ase na ɔba no sɛ dan kyɛm wɔ hɔ agye ne di ɔna akɔ hɔ aba wo nkɔɛ You say, "Who are calculating?" Because now, why I don't know that's it. When you are the now that's it. No, it's no correct. Yɛmfa nneɛma no different sɛ ɛnyɛ saa na even Christ ka na wɔ hɔ koraa no a wobrɛ ansa na woanya wobrɛ paa ansa na woanya ɛnyɛ sika ɛnyɛ adeɛ ɛda fam koraa nti meɛmfa obi as cash cow biara na constantly now deɛ ebia wogye sika firi nipa no hɔ no saa ɛnyɛ biribi bi ɛboa yɛ nyinaa yɛhwɛ yɛ number deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu sɛ diasporans often send money based on emotional trust but locals sometimes see it as free abroad money to chop. You see, you move be hɔ nom a de bia me kasa asɛm sɛ maybe a twam na me try sɛ metumi ayɛ biribi me start sɛ bia meyɛ biribi ne ade kakra mankukuru sika bia me wɔ bia na biribi asa adeɛ medeɛ na cars na bia mede ba na apɛ sɛ ɔde yɛ adwuma ne ade ba yɛ mu bebree hɔ nom a sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛ biribi a yɛyɛ na ne yɛkukuru sika ne yɛde ba ebia na me nua wɔ hɔ no madamfo bio me nua bio ebia na me ne si tie wɔ hɔ the trust ana na wɔ hɔ ne ade no ebia me nsusu da sɛ nipa no obetumi ayɛ biribi afa m'akyi obetumi akɔ straight na makukuru sika wɔ hɔ nyinaa na mede akɔma no sɛ ebia this na mpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ nti nua yɛn start first of all yɛnhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so biara sika na yɛde kɔ no te sɛ deɛ yɛka yɛ sɛ emotional trust sika yɛfa emotion nyɛ saa when it comes to those things yɛfa emotion nyɛ saa nneɛma no but wohwɛ many a times yɛ community no yɛyɛ saa de no papapapa ɛnti na de biara wohwɛ a yɛne nnua paa obia na yɛ trust no biara yɛdili a na ɛde friction aba no anytime so woyi yɛ community no ma woyi nipa 10 a emu 6 yɛdili sikasɛm a de biara de friction ba because most people yɛ nneɛma when it comes to ɔmo yɛ emotional mekae sɛ one time bi na yɛkɔ baabi na yɛkɔ obi function bi na yɛkɔtua sɛ agya yɛkɔ a yɛtuatua kakra eti meyɛɛ sɛ metua me deɛ na woma bi baa no so nka obitua na yɛnam sɛ obitua 50 na okuta 100 na ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ni 100 wɔ hɔ nam sɛ ɛne mewɔ 50 mmienu nti mɛma change na ɔsɛ ɔyɛɛ sɛ oyi na ɔsɛ hwɛ wɔgya ne baage nti ɔkɔ akɔfa aba nam sɛ ne ɔmfa me sika no ma me ansa na ɔnkɔfa mmra da hɔ mu nyinaa da hɔ twetwetwe na ɔmo sɛ nam sɛ ade ɔmo sɛ na sɛ ɔkɔ baabi a na sɛ no menyɛ me sika sɛm saa even though ɛyɛ a wode fa me sika ma me nam sɛ na wokɔ na wotɔ fam na sɛ ne yɛkukuru yɛ de wokɔ a me sika sɛ 100 na ko
that is true.
Oh, these are some of the things no we did na sɛ we did ɛyɛ bo sɛ akyire na deɛ whole big issue akɔba that is aburokyerefo ni bebree yɛ one yɛn study every crowd na yɛkɔ no yɛn nua no kora na yɛdamfo na yɛde ade no korɔkorɔ mu no yɛn ni sɛ na esi tie bia ɛno ansi kukuru sika ni na pa na yɛde akɔ yɛ trust no menka sɛ trust yɛ adi emienu me ne Kwasi wɔ ha yi adi nti yɛka saa sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛtumi trust yɛn no yɛtumi yɛ partners na yɛ friend sɛ me nua ayi na ka ɔka sisi a yɛ friend sɛ Queen or say if you want to walk fast you walk alone but if you want to walk far you with someone mo be contem eti ye pese enti pa na ye ka saa asem ho because ye hu se ade a ye lucky wo ho so ti mention eti yes enye se ye ka discourage you na say ye ka say ye pese any situation say ade happen because ye starting hu say improvement e ba pa because of nyama ye cause say amafo te nyama ase amafo nye those emotional trust say fiti ane ekukuru ne de call no change nyama nti pese ma amafo ni bibi onyam say saa so called partnership na other race edi ye na ye de ye enye ye no we have other ways ebetimi aye na mana ye yi saa emotion things ni free a business na we are a business and found say o ma me no papa na no ye saa business no don't emotionally sense money straight say wo hu bibia ye no won check say na sitie wo ya no na kukure na ade akwa all because na bia saa time no ni the we na na sitie e wo Ghana ne ade no nyama timi change bia sata na musa na mo hye da hia sika kese se bi kura saa nipa no start wo money ade ne sika sem are different what did they make you have to check those things no eti yes so continue so with the scare banner me kan na ade aba na kan na ade aba yes sometimes we me who be da. Me am who nipa bi. Oh, me nipa cousin. Na ni aba ku si dan ama no, right? Utimi friends first the guy na asim ba kukra last or car krama say was one time na mi abre wo kwa adwuma pa no pa bi. Was dan na dru say one first car ma den bi mo je adwuma was ka kitem kra ki dedi. Na was ko send this kan mo ye late. Gigigi. Minia unse obi wo kro beto asase kra ni ho. Asase kra na bi nsi ho. When you say ebi happen still we ache there ache like more than a decade ago. Just asase kra wan to bi. Asase kra so toy kra so em so de ni dim. Say if emotionally we are signing man say me trust it too much and that we the sign call without checking any idea. That is what is going to happen. Or me when you say free because o kan na de ba. O kan na de ba. O man ente niam ase. Yes, also the bedidi because make a obi ka say abubu akokɔ ne aburu entimi na dan ba kum.
Be that.
Na say comedy na office dey na obey. Nipa bi we discover that comedy na dey na obey. Enti emotionally no sad na ye bibi a ye pa. We should be very very careful about that. Enye se me nua no enye sɛ me papa no enye sɛ me maame no me sister no eti no munye na mfa start no ɛwɔ sɛ wo yɛ investigation wo sɛ ne esi kɔ na even crans kana de brom kyerɛ ba bi free kwan fa so wonya no enye hwe there's nothing wrong with that. Ebi obi wa won te wase ofi sɛ bi a wonum na obi bi kɛkɛ bebree so betumi ate wase especially these days nyama ɛkɔ so amanfoɔ ka ɔmo stories amanfoɔ ka ɛkyɛ sɛ aburukyɛn nti sɛ enye sɛ n'ani ehu no na sɛ yɛte no eba mamafoɔ timi ehu saa nneɛma no nyinaa by continuously wo discover wo misa ho hwee na ɛkwa na ɔsade foforɔ ba bia yes saa ne bɛyɛ yɛ nua no so amowɔ no ma mu hu sɛ scan as free money na mo chop sɛ scan eti yɛnka for one side both ways mistakes no both ways and mean so be on tiase so this guy come no adi nti no ene on the any fault no both ways because also one your investigations one the also we I say we manager e wa adwuma bim na bia go wrong enye one kasa na we obi na akoya man wrong by ba the buck starts on you. Yes so far also the koya also one the also ya ansa na nneema no tia kudura mu nso ayese no also you're part of it. Inti na you're part of sa adiwe ya kan wasem.
All right. Yeah, we there of a very assembly software be assembly no. My friend lack of proper communication and agreement causes mistrusts. Locals feel controlled and diasporans feel cheated. Yanka agreement side no one say of a very nipa bia no oye bibia unhia nimdeɛ. And sɛ dan na abɛsi a wohia ɛdan no nso nimdeɛ kakra ebi anyɛ na ɔyɛ architect anaasɛ mason but ɛsɛ wohu ɛho nimdeɛ bi kakra ɛno nti ɛba ha nom sei na ɔnsɛ yɛpɛ business a yɛyɛ a me brand no me wɔfa no na yɛde ano aka ne saa akwa no. When it comes to these things yɛpɛ sɛ trust ɛyɛ adwuma a we have to put things on pen and paper. We have to do that. We have to go into agreement. We have to put pen and paper. Na yatro bibia na say na ye. Na se daach no ba ku ni ho a ba kwa makangu ne yonko so. And a ho no idea say yama ya adwen ekoso pa is something that is causing a lot of people to lose beautiful friendship. No new be adam for pa oni ni but sikasemba mu no mentimi ho ase bi ye den eba mu afi asel ma yonko fanum ye kase ne ebeye a yebetimi ne yenua no mo ofi ne ye nso ye wakonto yebetimi ne o ma ye adwuma abom ye be business abom ye be projects abom but then yenyi namfosem entonchen when you have to put down written document a contract and as any memorandum of understanding biana ese wo den ese wo lack of proper communication ade ne se wo de ma no se onjin fa ntwa nanum a mani hu o de man say onje fan konkoye adewe on fan koye adewe so be very emphatic about that. Send an offer be fi kano obusa now the and I say can't see now the and all these things no boils down to financial literacy. When it comes to money is not about your emotions. It's never about your emotions. You need the right financial knowledge and then the right financial intelligence. Depending say, oh, makwaku, oh, business we pan echo. When I say abaso. Yes, abaso, no tiasi saying, and that's all no tiasi saying. And even if you want to go into it, how are you going into it? And when yes, and I most not look as no so say, and I can one fa any agreement be ambem if you don't properly communicate or no who is say you will feel who say oh I just so abrochi and I saw going to no who be into what children ya onye like old tiati and I say like they feel controlled because children ya onye shene so yeah that is the word I want to use. And now you also are going to know so I there what's no saa nneɛma wei nyinaa no we can easily solve it and do businesses together when we go into agreement. Ɛyɛ wo nua koraa ɛyɛ ɔwɔ fa your blood brother, your mother, your father, ɛnka sɛ ɔyɛ me maame ana ɔyɛ me papa nti ɔno deɛ ɔnyɛ me saa daabi. Ɛyɛ sika ho adwuma na woyɛ anaasɛ it's something that you are building for the future. Sika nti ɔfa baafi papa bi ne ne ba bi ntam asɛe. Yeah. Sika nti obi na for musi so enyiye sika nti. Sometimes it's not even a huge money but because one ka ho no kran nti no amane engine ndi biem. Ne ya ne say ono nkwanpo na engine ndi di anka meti ase. But then bonus na afi no wanya mindset bi say Ghana de ukọ bibi wo ho a ye be den ye be di usika so na nti we have genuine people who are doing so much. There was one gentleman about Mr. Benako conference. The way of Kasai, the way of presenting Obi waya 300,000 Ghana cedis to an account. So
Yes.
Yeah. Pounds or yeah. One fa papa no one cedi kura anye den. Endi. One fa papa no one cedi kura. So trust is something that we need. If we can't trust each other, we can't build together. But then when it comes to money and businesses, your best right. Yeah, wa control the bibi kofi na sa osi enfanye bibi se mawa sinipi say na fire. If you can put pen and paper on it, which we always recommend, yenisa but ujemu lose no so dia na echi no niema anko ya one hwe ya odi abufu be ka ne ensese ye ka and then unua no ofie no so ebia no amfa ne ye because wo bre the intia of a baby when these things happen the intia the diasporans feel that way is because of a baby na ye adwuma bre ansa na wanya Ghana uni nya bedi kura na ofa ofa bi ho a want be obenya nya ba ha sometimes people it's not sometimes if you don't take care you are on your own inti manipa no who say bre be honest be open that bre ansa na why den wanya na yemfa pen and paper and to ne eye no den enye say ye ne chinchin try but se ne be ya no kredi anasa menti me ho ase be ba nti say pen and paper da ho dia at least it will maintain the kind of trust. And no crime are more serious because pen and paper day at home.
With it, many be or animal crime set me a short so tea. Oh, in the same situation, be Tinamana and a crack can near car about Sania Mano. Meanwhile, no, or so far cratching or more bruchino cry. All because pen and paper are one phantom. You see, a very, very imperative. The day I be see aside though, be break with my channel be see a restaurant papa and then the baby didia, papa ni tia ni anybody tia ni we can say the crobeni. A crobeni or the either be the tia ni also tia ni committee the yes out. But a beer when terms or move fee. Terms or move fee tinamana esa. And a cost more kama sano my no. Menka say ye and I say be a behama. But se woni obi delia, please. My paper round. My paper ba ho a bit change situation be a womb. Now also agreements na mo ye no enye ne bia make sure say this and this and amaye. Na nkofa different situation na sɛ nipa no ɛyɛ saa because how mo nyinaa boils down to say amanfoɔ bɛkɔ saa situation no na wɔbɛka akyerɛ ne nua bi na ne nua no koraa ebu na bɛm koraa nkɔpɛ so kɔ bibi koraa wɔntumi nyɛ ɛsa ne yɛ lose saa nkɔfo we need those people back home to bring those things no sɛ bi yɛbɛtena form partnership ama nneɛma atumi akɔ so nti owi yɛ one na nipa no ka kyerɛ nipa five a yɛ lose saa deɛ mu no ɛhɔ koraa deɛ ɛyɛ kakra but sɛ yɛ mma a yɛawo wɔn wɔ hanom a yɛnya nkɔm bɛkɔ na obi a obi di bibi saa in between aba saa na ɔno aka akyerɛ me ba na me ba akɔ ka kyerɛ n'adam foforɔ bi ma 2 or 3 bi na afei ɔmo koraa no ɔmo ato Ghana pa ahwi. You might think so we don't need them. No, we need all those people to come back home. Ɛnyɛ ha na ɔmo free yɛ wɔn wɔ ha deɛ ɔmo asen free ha no. Na me nyɛ example baako mekae sɛ ɛnamfo baako bi ba fie nso obedi bɛyɛ 2 years so sɛ bibi saa na osua kakra na ɔde no baeɛ. Ɔbaeɛ na friends nyinaa ma wɔ hɔ ne ade ɔmo di agorɔ na baako so ɔbɛkɔ Ghana na sɛ ɔsɛ no don't go ɔsɛ was I was bitten by a dog so don't go. Ɔsɛ ɔkɔ ekura wakɔ kaa no akɔ usa akwara ago nti ɔmo nyinaa saa na ɔmo yɛ ɔmo adwen akyiri na wɔsɛ bɛka back bɛsɛ bɛ convince ɔmo ansa wɔsɛ ɔkɔ Ghana krama bɛka wo akwara sɛ no krama bɛka wo you know wey example te sɛ ne make no oh eti ade ne deɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɔma ɛyito ho ebere bi atwam story bi a metee so from yamadamfo baako hɔ no wɔsɛ nadamfo baako ne yɛ adwuma na ɔbaa akyɛ kakra na ɔyɛ so obi decide sɛ ɔkɔ Ghana nti ɔkɔ Ghana no kɔɔ na ɔkɔtɔ ɔrekɔ wanhyɛ da anwene na adwo sɛ ɔkɔtɔ biribi sɛ kɔ Ghana sika kakra kuta sɛ nka ɔkɔ no nya biribi bi a asase bi ɔbɛtɔ eti oduru na sɛ man bi anya na ɛtɔn ne dan ɛdan no wɔ very good area msa achimota hɔ baabi ni ade ɛna nipa ne hia sika nti no na ɔhwɛ the deal now it was a nice deal about 150,000 which is the area no at that time was about 2 something the guy is in about 90,000 kuta no ɛna ɔne papa ne kai sɛ kuduru ya o this can be brand papa ne tiase na nti nipa ne hia sika no ɔgye sika no ɔbai no ɔba bi duru so no kra sɛ sika no ɔka no ni bio but onim sɛ amanfo but ɔsɛ ne asɔrefo obi ɔka kyerɛ wɔn to two collection ya de no nya 60,000 no send kɔma ne papa sɛ we die because ɔma man no am say 2 weeks na ɔde ɔkɔ enti we no wɔ hɔ be week or 2 dem sɛ 2 weeks na end no ɔsɛ papa kra na anya de me frɛ no adanase na no frɛ no sɛ bɛma na me kra nka me bɛfrɛ wo assassin scan na me hint na dan scan me hint na ma me de ma asa no so office oh me scan na brɛ me papa dada sɛ on family 2 weeks no sɛ saa ɛne papa mfa scan na me nti no ɛne hwɛ no wo yɛ sure ai ɛna ɔfrɛ no papa ɔfrɛ no sɛ da man ne sɛ wo mfa scan ma no kwasi paa yɛpɛ dua ne de a wo si yɛmfa scan na nkɔma no me de akɔtɔ anwea ka bi ɛbɔ adwuma me yɛde atwie wo de akɔtɔ anwea ka bi anwea ka no bɛbɔ adwuma ne yɛde atwie ade ne ka ne yɛso yɛwɔ fie so yɛnya bi adidi na wopɛ bi sa kora ka kyerɛ me we de papa ne deɛ ne ade wo sɛ asɛm aka deɛ we ɛyɛ adwuma ɛnɛ bi aba sɛ me de kakra toɔ no wo sɛ sɛ 40,000 sɛ what scan wankasa na ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ MC United nti sɛ the next day ano osi plane ɛna ɔkɔɛ ankasa na obisa sɛ car no sɛ car ne ni na ɔfa car no ɔtɔn ɔyɛ bibia asa time no guy no me tee saa story na ɛde bɛyɛ 6 years na ɔkɔ Ghana ɔne papa kora nkasa bi ɛsi we all this ɛyɛ some nneɛma bi a the distraction ɛba family ni so the whole family cannot ɔne ɔmo nkasa bi we say communication, lack of communication agreement also man here clear. If you are that, say, if you are that, so if you are the crack to crana, you see, be no, I don't know, fancy. Move me come into agreement, my be answer. That's all we are all saying. It's communication, any agreement, especially when it comes to the paper one, I will say, now feel control, no, so the ask you could become one. because sometimes no we see ebia wo na wo disika kese ekɔ de ba ya ye mane bro so.
Yes.
Sometimes ye mane bro so. Hey, ye mane bro so. And also who here say was here counsel. Lucas resent being instructed by someone abroad and sabotage projects out of pride or jealousy. And also, yes, and also, because to say the American, the Kaiser Mene guy back started paradigm shift starting Michael Yabua. Michael, young man, started business with no money. No money. We share pictures Alibaba no the tool Instagram hone in the business starting will be who your so PB or GA nipa ntua half for the kwaji and start here. Now Michael we school no UST so na na hwe na na wu ye it na friend no so the hwe no we school no or ye mining engineering so bibi sa it am so no takwa wo se baby it or started so yes business no say because of na yin na den ntimi nkoso ye the way obesi aye ne ade no it decided say be store akasa to be phones and accessories na no started say auto and time I'm in the kasa no Burkina. But Michael had about 6 sources of income. I didn't know Ghana. And I'm na I didn't go ba Emma and Yaman to 2 years. Now the wood Burkina na Yaman see Koso. You see, Michael some more catch him and say, what's over? Sometimes no, it depends on the way I'll be seeing my relating. Also, no more related to the point say business be kukuru so or no, and no friends some my business. Michael had a cocoa, a friend's cocoa farm, and a long term there, or maize and a cassava. I know they say short term there away. No, or two boho or honum, or ye nika come away no. Emma or say dear could be. At that time, you also quite my friend was Charlie because we have a come any, I don't want to catch it no.
Wow.
Also, yes, or qua or no, and you be here together. Oh. Onye safi no be wo fa we kwa we see aso instruct no oni omu nyina ono no pom sori omu nyina se farm kra no mo kwa oni omu nyina mo bom pisi omu di omu ayewe we just baby now to e mo omu na because you when you not 10 minutes say you know yeah sometimes you know you see all this comes to the culture Michael and say we invest no ah wakoko tra kru kase no nti no and no just we different from them even though on nyama ko fast pa nyama ko bitimi a change the same thing. A woman say, you know, Oba Bruchini idea, Niama a fast culture need different, Niama the way sit here, no. But sometimes also remember, say, a culture no see a different currency. The things the way Niama BCI. It Michael Saka send me say, or Kaisana first no, or no hono, or ma free hona, or back on bay home, I can see any other no. So the Juma Bakraba, Ubia Cranfield, where Juman Nabigo, and yes, I sabotage side no. They will make sure say Juman Krabigo. Because who buy and wabe on so we different na we to quite a crenti no just waku hu bibi na we waku hu bibi different na just omo de omo ye moa na omo de asa omo nim nyansa na bibi sa no e go both ways it no sa instructions yes e bia when I vision no wo ho na bibi sa but say the kind of communication we say clear this is the vision you tiase ansa na start in that situation no yes instruction bebe mu de ba nye bibi also ye too much said the asset the omo ye nkoa as omo de omo nim nyansa omo life the asset they say the work who bibi better as say the omo de enye you cry you see so if you don't take care and this is something that is happening going on over and over sa niema no one hwe a won tiase. But here is the situation. I made my example was 6 source of income until when you 6 months no call that. But see be a cost be a cost. I mean no credit no because of sanima no mo yin no. What me cry the not first. I'm some electricity kukuru no cry no. Them say 40 near the but because of that it me boy emo it me yema omo electricity no it be good. Ema ne boy the whole community no. Into all these distractions they cause no sometimes be and kabiti me abo ama community no kra no na dey say no locals no more feel very resentment. So when it comes to say, yeah, man, look to say the as nim nyansa na nim bibi ekoso.
Yep.
Yes, in your say be a leader,
Not a
not a
manager.
manager.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, now my full say okay, come on, now my full it be true. Yeah, never my full is true.
And of a bear, they back on this same number 4. No, on say nipa what's is wow, oh, show ma,
Mm-hmm.
wow, mo, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
And yeah, what I went to no, see, coffee, na see, bibia, and my who say, yeah, boy,
Mm-hmm.
it is our responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Uko Ghana, na say, oh, bibia, it is your responsibility. Inti, come down to the level of the people because, oh, omone woho. They, even if it is 1 year, a lot changes. And engineer so bro wase now yeah the usua now obey nipano obey be like them. You don't have to necessarily think like them, but just be like them. You'll be surprised that you will learn a lot from them. But okona so you who say, oh, me no me ha me na me si sikanko ana nimdianko. And it is a okona yo who say, oh, now who's gonna say ni say now maybe boamo maybe say no. It is your if you are doing something in Ghana to help Ghana, it is your responsibility. You are not doing as a favor. And nti ɛsɛ yɛnya yɛnnuanom a ɔmo fie no nso nto waseɛ ne kasa dɛ ɔfom koraa mpo no a kasa dɛ yeah. Yep, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Once obi a wakwantu ne obi a ɔwɔ Ghana no ɛyɛ two different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes yeah, you see ebia if you are careless or they are not accountable, they are not this, they are not that. Now you are used to a certain system. Oh baby, oh no. So move in a different way. So you need to do it or you need to operate in the system that they understand. And unti wako start business be or oh no, I say now start in the first year no unim nya but a corner maybe it's different. So the way you are used to things going, maybe you might not even go to the bank. You can it's cashless transaction. So ebia Ghana so be call ye business be bank could deal like bear one still on can all those things sometimes you might feel like say it's making things move very slow. And I say adi jumedi shining san on but to was here is our expectation should be very realistic. Untimi mfa your expectation in the country that you are in diaspora no, to compare directly to your expectation in Ghana. And I say in any African country or there will be an SOT system. Na say so Ghana no no. So what the Jumedi should be in Sakra so on koya. The processes that you will go through, open register BB crown. The processes that you will go through, maybe a hands to fear the comfort of your home, you'll be able to what? You'll be able to what?
It's
Grow
a
it.
company, yeah,
Yeah,
without
you'll
going
be able to
anywhere.
do it. It's very easy. Dan o can you make it analogy be. One say, oh, I say na so you are used to a certain way of life. And honestly, they are used to a certain way of life. But then okay, bibi say BBC am I fan share on more if you know you had a role to play. You have to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really have to teach them the results that we are expecting. We need to teach the people. We need to train them. And I know being Mr. Bayan, uti amount for testimony. As first, na say ni si me niyama na basa, but minya the proper training, Me niyama and the assistant. You realize a lot of people they need training. There was one lady, Uncle Fred Koye, on in the ejuma, but
Yeah.
unyano mabotre.
Yeah.
It was your sorry. So ejuma oh no, say but gradually, the lady has now found a perfect balance between Asori and Ejuma. One kotiatiano. One fase ebia me one say man me coin and it has to work that way. No, no, that is not a realistic expectation. You need to learn from the people. Now, if the results now open, you need to teach the people, take them through training. In kakran, they will make errors. Some of it may be very catastrophic, but in kakran, you will find that ready. But oko sene kind, oya wa so be ni gidi na. you will end up being frustrated. Sometimes our people back home, excuse you to say, genuinely, na ebia bibu omu ya omu nim se ne oye na nyo. That is all we need to understand. So our expectations, whether it is business, whether it is project, be amount. But let's set realistic expectation. Now, so say if it is a seminar, all these things, recommend. So obey the mom, say the right training. The right training will give them the right mindset, and then gradually, the expected results will also come naturally.
Yeah. See, here I can just pick this phone. Check. I know say be Ghana says checker. I can just scan it.
Yeah.
My bank. I don't have to go to the bank. Minim say be as no Ghana. Minim some more different systems, right? It same fan say my business, we not check number. Now besides so they call bank. Now was so nyamfo nkwe. Hey, they be a wolf. Example that me make it. E be a or here Juma kakra 21. But here no maskane eko. Music have good accounts. Hey, different. And yet the same. As I'm talking right now, the boys be a many or more the guy back home. I was here we be mommy online communication. By name the AC. Do so to intimiate. Frame a was actually because of signing money man. A buon ma first of all, Krabu Ghana for no crana on cancer. See because no tell or no friend on fire because we want cancer me or kind of smart bus. Oh yeah, because of electricity. Sometimes we walk a whole crow chantro, the Kremika Sax will be old Nippon crow chantro. Yet said in time, if say who say ye 2 ninano. Yana 40 in your back with free in the free in and expectations, no say man communicate ya and yet the same. Because when I'm north, now when I'm south, it's different. It's not gonna be the same.
Right.
It's not gonna be the same. It to say they can earlier on that communications, so when I want the business no buy and I would buy when I would that vision moment the vision I say the baby I'm person could do the awesome see and eliminated those frustrations ni sanya man. Who here because they be no to say they can we more you slow, we more you see. Yeah, the system is different and yet the same way. Yes, obey frustrating for nothing. Number 6, many locals focus only on taking money, but not building real business partnerships that benefit both sides. Yes. I just that make us a video can just say, "Wow, father now must see me one no try or the kwakwaye." True, go back to where I'm fee say intentionally, we are intentionally no. Only an address say I don't know. Obi ono akra na kofa business bi aba no. Only an address so ye. Say last week na make a story be about how obi ni nua one ne business or the car to car ba ko pene koma no guy na twika na se de bia na problem no just ka ho no just we want car ba ko pene aso no de aye investment on ye de bia si ayi at bia ye your friend is saying rental car rental or the so car rentals that means car ba ko pene how so de bia or just say free me no say car na nye do say car so bo adwuma kama e de bia sisi dan ni ade nyina. It's intentionally a month for home, yes. I mean, if you say any people, yes, and also, and that's said your kind. The people you also, it won't say we say a chrono or bono. So, what if you say, and no, the chrono? Well, yeah, to be honest, you be make example, crowd, crum higher, cry away. Ubu if you say, ubi a gay, dear money, and so making what you saw them bomb pines no or clock in. Office and the bonnet. Uko kind a bit more explanations, see ya. What you saw them is you know being cassa. Office and the bonnet. Nemu the way gain the no ye bone. Yeah, generally wo wiaw. Ba obi okra na o fi say o we de onipa no sika na me wia na nya hwe. Enti na de bia me ka say momonti ase de ekoso chechirum de ekoso because ye mu bebri ho no ma enim say ya adwen nya ya adwen say sika na ye adwuma ye tue kakra no ene ma ye yi o. If say ye twe sika kese frɛ bi osofo bi bo mpa ya mansa yetimi ayi. Enti we kakra kakra no kra de we de o fi say wo hye dem wiaw. Yes, it's true. There are some people who are intentionally more yes, sir. The one person would build the baby, one person will build the colony or crowd, or no, they are father no, and he different thing crowd. A baby or a baby also, sir. You know, the part I was here was some capa because very frustrating. When him say, yet be the car alarm clock, and yeah, they sorry. 4 a.m. they be sorry. That's no crass out on a month for name. No coba. So a power, a bit a whole lot of stories. If you crowd drive, so just old driver see ya, who put the sack so with the base 80 years. No kwejuma ba. Na dia ye kwebu sometimes also kwejuma to is not so also all this process now that's kind of come be so fanyi bi na nipa no just say on fanye the also the kra na. Yes, I'm for be fu. Ono the ye the be benefit no. To say you asem na na make. You know, sad and the frustration, and the division, and the so many things about family no cry. You know, as I can say, on also I'm say one of my many papa na just certain time, or because of his and my so intimate and yes, papa be a cancer. And you're gonna you, as we say almost crash of funny. 100 be an chemical, if you cry say could be. You know, yet in both sides, or say yeah. One more because sometimes no so sad, Yamana, one my would I don't know in a year. Ka obetimi kora the more money about motimi ya adum ya mana benefit the whole family amana mafa nkofo ko adwuma mu ama nipa wi benefit ya free ya yen dream you know ansa na yesa ne man me ho no it doesn't help. We need that partnership because omo big companies akese ekoso no and most of them ni nipa ba ko penetimi yesa ade no yes a partnership ne sa ne man no na decide no buy.
Yep. Yes. And then I feel like you've made a very perfect example. I was like diasporans mostly, yeah, unrealistic expectation. To say okay. The system here and then the system in Ghana or Africa and two different systems. The way I would dreams is say be Ebianka or Ghana, Ebianka our dreams are Ebina now can say because of news you had a certain expectation. Oh, now we try results be but and the fault is nothing of his doing. Eman me and so so we should not underestimate the challenges on the ground. What the BB should be so on you so nipa ni now the addition is so on ya. Expect that things are not going to go on smoothly, sir. Send the kind of offer or check what you Ghana ABA and Tisa, who are check na nipa the amount of quite a bounce. Onimpa so but so unya no one so these are some of the challenges or ABA hand say you are known to the fact that people are time conscious. You can't say back when people are not time conscious, but in African man time, Ghana man time.
You cry wa cry still it is that time look as I age.
It is a analogy near the age. Saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛsɛ wonya ɔmmoa abotɔdaa no mesɛ ɔbɛn ka asɛm ɔsɛ obi wɔ ha na ɔne dental show no sɛ ɔne obi yɛ adwuma onipa korɔ ne ɔmo yɛ adwuma no nea ɔno firi ha a ɔkɔɔ Ghana no deɛ nsuo tɔɔ da no paa ɔbaa adwuma baa Ghanafoɔ no nsuo no tɔɔ no ɔma anyɛ dɛn ɔma ama they didn't show up. Some of them will not even call you. So at you say, and the emphasis of our could be business, be says, and only says no talk right now. So yeah, but on is your toy no anya them, but we have to understand the challenges. We need to understand that there are two different systems. Ahano is your toe, insurance ABA means of transportation, and it's very reliable. So, but ABA hono, ABA trust no de bano cry, so tokra, kai be a macro. So we need to also put ourselves in their shoes sometimes that there are challenges. There's reality on the ground. We put ourselves in their shoes. And also again, unrealistic expectation. And not team be an idea bembo near the ebano. And it's now say, oh baby, at least have some fair knowledge about what you are trying to do. Know the culture and the system that you are trying to do the thing. Send a baby BBC crana enye den enyo nwanwa and nti ho no so ya de ba ko a say a tree adwin ye den is there are challenges on the ground from both sides ayen one no see no the way we see things, no, we assume that things are like that in Ghana, or things must be like that in Ghana. Obetimi akọ, Ukoban, you see network article, but I don't remember the last time I for Fuko baby I say the network article. So all these are certain minute challenges that you will face.
And apart from that, sometimes they are natural things they have no control over.
Yes.
I quite remember say, your platforms be brief, so we see and hear those stories about how Amafo go into farming is doing so well. There was a time a guy be the pictures but to honum. No say kasi nipa no ne business ohun ni da na wo hwɛ eburo ne banche ne ade a wo twa ne ade a osimi nuanom me ne ye business me hu ne da. You see, look at yeah, if you're sad now, if you say I want to expectation many or see any obi so business the same thing. One, maybe an any panel location work around. I will twa sad unim. Ebi
Yes.
no more table mu ho baby. E ho 24/7 in so to. Also work for the obi akose offense more yeah. The whole year so ato. Last year was the last year when farmers in your challenges wow.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
ato. Oh. Maybe about go through the same process. Now, you see, expectations we have to understand. Say, and yet the same, and yes, even locations no crying the same. Say, farming how we are, you should to high and to hano. And when you're the but because or no, but could be buy or no, because say, oh, the panel chassis would chassis me yes, and there is also association the same. So those things, no, sometimes we are
Yes.
and also at the same time, Mr. Akase. Yeah, paper to so ni man could deep a church says sometimes you must say happen. You know, sometimes you be also back home so or pay or junior man more.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, there was a back incident about one Nipan class or judge one also their move for ye. Sanko from crowd ni your community to come nim send any city womb the truth this animal no nim sad no. Oh, it no ye so man nipa so ntia say yes dua na yi na ekwa kodua na e sometimes you one my face issues you need irrigation system or hanuma insu antokra bi ebe yusu o ha de bi irrigation wonti no insu antokra na e okay sa ne manya wo se bentam ka say e ba pepa toso na ntia se bem no akwese o we de mi nua de na wo se se pepa o we de bia bo se sa ne manya sa challenges ntintin ye bi ye free na ma sa unrealistic expectations no so ye free hono because to say they make us animal na no e ya na hard dream papa you know your number 80 failed projects you know ma for mistrust yentimi fa sika mafi ma me adwuma ema ikru no nkoso say they make no because ya dream na ne say yem bebre no ma your mentality na change say say o say be serve your community o say be serve your country o say be serve it is bibi ne be you fear a service ne dey ba and yes, about the bois chrono ye be serve. After all, you're going free home. How I cost any idea, and your woman a brim. It's a bus, I think also crowd or be good to say it's a service near neighbor. But if all these things are happening, and like I said, it's not one side, a yin na minya vision na me kono, me mama me business ne kono. Man, true mumu, mama man tiasi. I was so more tears. I said, this is the situation. When I was here, now all the time I care about orientation. You know, call your back Western world had more. Hey, say McDonald's crown, aqua, what crown I find saying your day crown. Okay, orientation. Why do you think so call orientation? Also, with the culture in that company. It is dear now this our business ne kono dear na wo create culture be na see send o say one facade na nko na wo expect so o mo ye magicians o mo hu de o pese o mo ye I was see timi sua sad na I was see timi go through sa process no say won na bi wo cry na most of the time cry de me cry time me cry na and these are all my experience 5 to 9 na me ye me say me kwa ko ye business for Ghana and I'm calling business so first of all me nye business ni bi I don't know anything about the business. Deeper now, me kwa is our business, no means our business, no. And so you see a business. At the same time, you cruise card your kwakushim. Yes, I expect more. Deeper now, we see ay we di misika gigi na say afi Ghana de me ne omo ye wie nti afi sika bi anko biem ye trust you omo biem because projects na fail. Meanwhile yani homework. First of all, business dear knowledge in your phone. You know, they be America go on my be can be about finance. So oh, ABMs no. We a medical doctor. I don't just so who be about finance, but just
Yeah.
the basics kakra they also who the basics kakra be also. What do you mention? We a lawyer, you don't have to know everything, but the nisu kakra be the also asa pen die kakra wo die na wo sa business na akoye die nim die kra na akoye nti fail business fail projects no ye fa ni na nhyɛ wo nko a we are part of it. Like I said, I'm talking from my experience. And I'm chance and I'm dreaming. Oh, send me kwa business kra na me nimu. That be American sister African advantage me be many was hard no. Yeah, African advantage in be America so be anto because it's very simple. Ma be hu nyama be bibi nyama ni so. And ma me hu sa no. So first of all, you must sign a ha and I say our Western world or my business. We are, I don't think it's about 0.5 grand a business. Then you know, yeah, Juma back and forth. And so you call you feed ya, you call Ghana, they say, business. Business is what you need be that. You say, Chris Kakra. I don't start take a crack. It means you team na say, if you've gone through this process and into go for Ghana for near year, transnet dream. Let's say, look at business na me kwakwe na send na me tiase fa. Send na nipa na me ne kwakwe business send na ma ne tiase fa he. And na say ye try say yes I don't know. Ye orientation. So business na near year, who here betimi aboa mo is that orientation no. You be prepare near more go through because say they make a nipa no nya magician, who the vision now they ba no so who the culture na say si koso. We have to go through that. No what tiase. It is what Hannah also the only Ghana any business be more because of past experience. Be reconsider. Na dream who ye because everything that you could be an boy back. Because after all, see crab or me who say, yeah, no Western world, you know, Mamma tells see, they will see a go back. If you need a mum cry a warm cry, I'll see a
Hmm.
anyway because see a go back. Yes, we shouldn't shy away from all this because of this. And I can guarantee you, most people have gone through this process, which I'm number one. Say Ghana party, business party, and coming here be hobby. So now people are going back doing business because of we realize our mistakes. Say it wasn't the project didn't fail because it will be Diusika. The project didn't fail because I say smart. It didn't fail because is slow. No, it's because I did not do my homework. And as a leader, no, me lead maybe be a question. I should be the number one to know at least a little bit of something about the business before say because it's entirely on fault. You, the backstabs on you, who I will start TNA failure. The
Yes.
reconsider, the call back, the poem, the call back. Now they track a crack. At least the big bin episode, yeah, and first can be break. A crab in a facushim, Nemo Montiasi, the episode, yeah. Now if it's a near man change, yeah, you'll be surprised in your best start here change because of what Matthias here. Because I'll say this again, you must be Bruonma, or Ghana. And you almost say, Nim say a Jumana or Yena, Sikana pay now the man. And the man you. No, I had to say, say, or Sophie Baby Bompayama, I'm a skibby Cassidy free straba. And I said, the oil and the better to be the actor say, miracle will help him with me a free croon, a quabruchry. It is only sign baby say, yeah, Juma, if he said, send a bay. On fun, yama serious. But of more tea, see, and it's an yamana, a change never be changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, me guy back one. Me na me ne ye isa. You know, maybe not so cotton assassin. I don't know cotton assassin. Young guy, why? You know, looking at this, we 21, we school fresh. We I don't know cotton assassin. DNA ye. You
Hmm.
know, on what times we say me something no mentor. Let you catch us yes. I don't want to eh. This could be a bit of a no. A juma now cocoa juma basso. They also you know 3 hours, 2 hours and sun water. And my pressure we constantly. You know, for 6 months. For 3 months. It's all our friend was ampa sika kakra onye bi ɔde kakra to ɔsa na watumi asave a lot ɔno akora na ɛnwa sika watumi asave because kakra bi ɔde n'ani to fam a nneɛma change you know ti yɛn mu bebree wɔn nim sɛ saa adwuma na ne deɛ n'adwene ne sɛ Ghana nyɛ nti so free kuro nti sɛ oni sɛ nipa ne yɛ adwuma sɛ na afi sɛ so na wɔn ama no training bia wɔn ama no go through orientation wɔn ama no go through process bia na de ade na kɔ akɔhyɛ ne nsa nipa no ɔpɛ kɔ aduane afiri kuro no ɔpɛ kɔ afiri kuro no you know eti sɛ ɔwɔ saa situation bi na sɛ ɔsi Ghana deɛ nyɛ yɛ reconsider na start biribi small na nipa na abɛyɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ yi na ɛne ne go sɛ poultry farm na abɛyɛ a obɛnya nkurɔfoɔ mo these days kora deɛ because of YouTube there are so many things a wobɛtumi asua around ɛnyɛ saa kora medeɛ nsɛ tua mu obi na ɔnkyerɛ kakra bi ɛnyɛ match one class bi mu akɔ mate aseɛ ɔma nipa no a ɔne ɔmo kɔ akɔyɛ deɛ ɔmo nso akɔ bi ɔmo nyinaa te aseɛ then you start from there yeah that was here
Absolutely.
yeah
Yep. Number 9. Wow. Emotions na bi na den eba no sɛ wo fie obi di dwumadi ɛhyɛ wo nsa na one farmer akakra ne ayi na so nanso na yɛ den oboa you don't give real accountability you take bia ya no pani of me na koka say honesty is your capital. Honesty is your capital. Sɛ yɛde dwumadi ɛhyɛ wo nsa na wodi ho dwuma yi a recommendation yɛde bɛma no ebi adwuma a wobɛnya bi mu no ɛbɛso koraa kyɛn nea woyɛ sesei no so because ebi a nipa no kan ya na ɔde aba wokan ya na ɔde aba wokan na ɔde aba nti no wafa nyansa kwan so ɛyɛ den ɛde bi koraa ka na sɛ adwuma no koraa de ama koraa no you are not doing it. You are always asking for money without offering real accountability. You can say my account of what is going on na ototo papa so yes, na team beyond and no credit any the in and send it can if trust is broken. I don't know, but if trust is broken, it's very hard to repair. When trust is broken, it's very, 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 very hard to repair. Yen kasi nuan me ofi 19 word no Sam. Ebi fa nyansa kwan bi so. Obu okran ni nua kran na eyi bibi of abafi. Otimi ne omo si dan anase bi a omo hwe na afu omo ye ne project bi ma no ekra ye baako. Ono ani ni ono anu of ono ani papa.
Yeah.
Ma twine di. So, edu se be ma account anase edu se sika na ede ma no de eden a na afi aye wasa oko cancel a na ni bua eden.
Because I can say
Most people na oko kan ya ni bu be den ni bu be I'm sure say ebia enye ya obi wo ha otie ya you might have faced that issue and it otie ya say if you are in that situation and as yes ade aba be osuban a epamu nipa if you are not able to give real accountability if you are not able to the idea shows a untimi endi hu no kre untimi enhwe so yi a epamu nipa ye den efiri ho and one thing I think be can say adwuma a wo ye no eno na ehwe wo adwuma a wo ye na ne be ma obibi adi so if you are not faithful if you are not accountable if you are not reliable or honest about the things that you do to say meeting here eda member no I will let you know say bia menya dem member it's the same thing ti nipa ne de ade ne emma unim say ebia di mean deliver in the next 3 months and koka say in the next 3 months meet me aye den deliver na nipa na pages kan dey abro 1 year aba 2 years aba na untimi ye adwuma no kra 1/3 o yes na it diminishes the enthusiasm of the diaspora now no person here then or baby be free nipa be free and me say even the African Americans some of them have gone some of them had a very bitter experience.
Yes.
Omo ye do omo shia ba kokra say ono ni fie say 100 cedis no de beto wa obeba no na atwem 50 500 cedis obeba na atwem 100 ono oso no nim say ebia ne ono ne adwuma na na efa but ohun ni say ebia a common din no anase bibi sanchi na offer but then he realized that no I'm paying this person so then of my music maybe the next time he or she is going to take my gold or my jewelry and yeah then also no he hires slowly and then he fires quickly he hires slowly but he fires what quickly and it's no credit your best no credit yo nipa be bra mo be na ko platform so no credit nti obi hu ni da but they've been able to move hundreds of thousands Ghana cedis de ayi nyuma bebree a ebie apono bebree aye den ama omo timi ye niema bebree and in Josuman, you'll be able to do that. And all these things they comes to training. Nina training, na penny dear. Now say honesty. Honesty is your capital. And nipa bia benya ho asema ka me yenya asem papa enye den en kan fa ho.
Yep, honesty is the capital, it's your capital. Indeed. Especially, everywhere, honesty is capital, but especially if you live in a society whereby it's so hard to come by capital, cash, to go do business, to go do some stuff. It becomes extraordinarily important. So, be my honesty. It was a part of you. Because your situation is different. You need bank beer. You could drop a business plan near the ayena, I shame the amount. Would the honest obedience said because Ushima nipa be with his stories. I talk to people, so many people on paradigm shift. Uti omu story, omu yes and they were very honest. It point be a amount for supply omu for free. Omu koton asan omu diskanaba. Omu koton asan ehona afe niyama busa niyama start bibi omu akesiye ma omu. But I see, we are in a society whereby sometimes, you feel so you're smart when you're trying to choose somebody on those things now. But meanwhile, that society, so remember, say, won't even go bank and conquer you. Even baby cry bank, if you be credit any those things, no, the same way. Because when to me and Pia, amount 1,000, went to me and Pia, a very amount 10,000 a bit here. It was a 1,000 craft and farm be. But when you need a system, when it individuals now when you dealing back and forth now any institution be baby only way I will see yet near the nyama to people so and say who say you city we there o man you go back and forth now na bit me aboa e was saddening now if u bu omo we ye nyama na enko so because they say they kind as o ye eko be do point bi no obepem it here there a very important say wo bra ye boy na say wo boss abra no that's one facade na nka ho a na ofi say wo de wo smart na bibia wo be the different way na ikakra na say as wo de wo smart a the guy say as wo de wo taka uti de betre no uza da e be do ba bia koyi it will say making sure say e kan ho ba bia be fa bia it might not be smooth because all kind of credit no e bia first year second year credit na bia na man to ba amafo show amafo you'll be surprised all of a sudden akwa we de within a crepa when you are Virginia man cotton. Because ye kasa see obi won niema good them see ya when you be anko ba beto ama no. And so because of be your own trusting conform can create no. And as will be cry no be obi betimi recommend o. They be your friend say he would can say amount for friend team say you ska ho.
Yeah.
Just mention name keke. That means people are ready to go in partnership, go into business with people, but they don't have that trust. They don't. The last one, your trust success only comes when both sides see each other as partners, not sponsors or bosses. Yes, see, you can provide all the money. I remember saying, I'll go back to that vision. Also, one moment they are not magicians, they won't see what is going on. Some can say the orientation is starting. You can create something small. Every month, every 3 months, go through that process now. Now one quotidian said the even though no when I order more crab and crana, will be a look said you want a position now will be in a juma kama. Because we are fan of that, especially if you see any crabini idea, if you say 47 kwa. If it's special, I said to quite a crack crady. And I won't just smart crowd away a do. You see, no. Any say money, yes, sir. In maybe to be a tumpon. So, beginning, I said, I make about Michael Yabua. Also, a call you to say one. That's what they prove into a free one of my friends. Oh, boss. When you win a cost to see you. first cabra on call for a year or two. No, over 6 months, no yanko. It's no a create source of income. The same, no Burkina. It's no a create source of income. Oh, I be a course of come and who is sick or who be beer. It's okay, kaya. I can guarantee you, especially if you're Brichino, business never go. You can be all straight. I'll be me. You can do everything. But so you won't say, and we would do business in Encoso. And I didn't know to say, but your system, na say that system no, and you're the same. And you're different. I quite remember so what there was a time be now register company. Now say Satan pursue to register company. You need say a friend or do company we know just a year juma. Now to your taxes. Say God as the our for company would your taxes. Say any part of the register company ma wɔ hɔ no ɔno afa ade no ahyɛ dem sɛ hyɛ ne box mu ɛna ɔyɛ tax no bi ama yɛ a ɔgye yɛ sika so ɔyɛ yɛtua tax a ɔyɛ ama yɛ no sɛ ɔno ana ayɛ bi ama yɛ na wei ne yɛ one time yɛkɔ akɔgye adeɛ bi yɛhwehwɛ yɛ document naa yɛni system mu
Wow.
yɛni system mu hwehwɛ ntɛm sɛ nipa wakɔ ne ka kyerɛ sɛ nam sɛ ɔfrɛ akɔa na akɔa no on vacation ɔne ne kan yɛ nam sɛ ɔpɛ wei bi na ɔyɛ no tim bi na ɔhwɛ ne box mu ansa ɛno kɔma ɛkɔ the next day na ɔbaeɛ ansa na bisa ansa ɔka kyerɛ sɛ kyale ade no a yɛde ma wo no sɛ ɛyɛ connection no ɛnyɛ ayi nti the tax no ɔmo gye sika no gu ɔmmoto
Wow.
yeah meka sɛ good but ɔsɛ ɔte aseɛ system no bi wɔ no ma yeah te sɛ na woka no I can sit here me no woka sɛ nka be a company online watumi ayɛ wadeɛ the answer the right information you don't have to walk there. But be online. They say if you walk to those places, they charge you extra. You do online.
Yeah.
Charge
I'm charge over it. Yeah.
for be online. The systems are different. It's in Casa slow. And like I said, I may sponsor no more be who said just say did you my term this animal esa niamana enkos. Business name koso by any said you can earlier on you want to go back and serve finish here
All right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then yeah, can be I say you say yeah a baby free teach you Ghana free or mine the yeah my yeah the biako yeah bed a be a man's banners brew and the boss and no and no credit say di juma bia and I say let's put our tribal differences aside. Na yɛn nyinaa mbom as nipa baako na yɛnyɛ den yɛn build yɛ man whether we are back home or whether nneɛma a yɛreka ɛnyɛ ɔmo fi nko obi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo akwantu oni ne biribi kura saa suban na sɛbi ebi a yɛka sɛ efiefo yɛ no ɔyɛ bi wɔ ha that is the truth obi wɔ kora ne no wɔ ha ɔgye sika kora ɔntua ɔgye ɔbɔ bisua ɔntua so nneɛma wei nyinaa ne yɛ adeɛ a senior for Befican, addition. Now, so we should subject ourselves to training because we really need to work on our mindset. And now, what would come by there can be the actions of Kwame Nkrumah, and then we also talk about 1963, the speech of Mao, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Nehemiah Kai, Bibia can be a issue, Bibia Kai be a the issue more, and before Ghana for Yenfa Nukredi. Yɛfa bi akɔyɛ ɛnyɛ den ɛnante sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ebitumi aka yɛn ho ayɛ den abom ne aboa yɛn ho to build projects together to do businesses together. If you look at all these big corporations, what Walmart, AT&T, Tesla, all these big corporations. Yes, you might see only one person on your front line, I know, but behind closed doors, no. Nipa bebree na aka ɔmo adwene abom a ɔmo atumi ayɛ ama no agyina adu baabi a ɛyɛ den ɛwɔ no. But one thing that is always paramount among them is honesty. One thing that is always paramount among them is what? Honesty. And then the willingness to be transparent. Even though we are discussing and I've learned a lot today.
Yeah, true. You see all these companies, big companies now, Niamane or said the Okano. Hey, when you go back, Bill Gates, no partner. Wokɔ ɔmo nyinaa na ɔmo wɔ partners a wotim sɛ ɔmo ne ɔmo ɛna ɛyɛ na ɔmo bɛɛ nso no wohwɛ koraa no a ɔmo yɛ biribi awie a the architect of it and the most adwuma no ɛwɔ down nkurɔfoɔ na ɛyɛ.
Yes.
But they had a trust for them. They had your friend saying transparency. Biribi ɛkɔ so. But me fi sɛ adeɛ ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn no sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde pepa to nneɛma so. Yɛn gyae wei yɛ me nua no, wei yɛ me papa, wei yɛ me maame no. Ne yɛmfa biribi anto so na ɛma ɛnyɛ clear. He said sometimes and yes say trust and now be say no clarity because if you crowd no be ye business mo amfa hwe anto so na bia wo nua no kra efiri mu a na bia ne bia om kra ne man kra wo mu tirim say bia bibia kra ye wo papa dia which is bebree it clarity ade ho hia we see making sure say everything is clear communication bibia yensua saade no ne yemfa papers and two businesses so if a person and two your partnership bibia na bitimi a change ye be ma nneema ye na akoso still person wo ha na say obeko so ko ye de wo ye na say we okay
yeah me kwa akoto aso
yo ene yo koto aso na me finish ya me ma ye insurance the can be talk about risk na every all
sure no
yo
problem
you know your friend say Kwesi no Kwesi your friend saying talk or Facebook Kwesi can come talk or Facebook ubenya no oya de hye nneɛma bebree ti follow no no yo and then ebeka bibi kakra afa your friends de bia me ka about how we have some few risk I was normalizing no and say yema ebure so risk say bema nneɛma atoto yi ama yɛ sɛ wo build the world na yɛ ade a last year na every program bi a metaa kasa asɛ no sɛ ɛbɛsi aboa yɛn when you talk of risk we're talking of insurance we have auto insurance we have home insurance we have life insurance we have disability long and short term disabilities all those things no ɛnyɛ biribi bi a ɛne sɛ ɛma ne pa yɛ ho koraa ɛne sɛ ma yɛ pa ne ho ɛna mpɛ sɛ yɛka biribi ketewa bi fa ho na yɛde firi ha insurance ɛyɛ biribi bi a when you are building wealth and also start to say try to build the world ɛtumi boa wo ma wotumi build the world obi sɛ ɛne sɛ wo build the world and I say the whole thing about insurance ne sɛ wode sɛbi asɛm bɛto na ade wo ho akɔto company bi so no boa wo in exchange no sɛ bɛ wo mɛtumi ayɛ saa de no ama wo no in the future BBC you pay a small fee and I say a premium mɛtumi spread now monthly or quarterly or half a yearly or whatever or yearly nti sɛnea arrangement is here na bɛsi atua no now there are few ones we can't go without them I will say all the time we have that thing no bɛtumi aboa yɛn all the time one health insurance the entire me put one say your health is not good bibia no how ya on kra beto because na obi apɛ say na pum be den wetimi ade akwakoye sky ye ho pe wapum kra nya den a opi ska no de kwakoye den into health insurance especially what be say America may be a health insurance boy den papa so we ni bi na call hospital one hwe a wo ba ka ba ko hwe o ma bankruptcies o file bankruptcies bibria idea most of them no a health bill and a medical bill and I think a pali apama or mutimi ediomakakudru bankruptcies yenka or Ghana or him health to make sure say health insurance is in the city biano say muni insurance the system be who be make sure say wo de ho ahyema when a bus was so kwaje ho yare a asem to wo yare semu a ne wo obusia that side there was take care of it. Yes, in say be more normal office oh so obi typical say me be 10 years in me hospital that risky at least yearly also to me check on yearly and found say we 20 years and I say we 80 years health insurance and I say the process no found baby will be at a deal be and say you can money added the say a force will be a will be and no crown no was immediate course for that also team check yearly. And say oh baby and you free now so it might be sometimes with situation among wedding but for crime business team because say who could shim a cow bedding into health insurance be a be. Number two, auto insurance. Car insurance, auto insurance, bibi so aboa. At say me kan no, car akunya accident sia na na ye wo fault a. E wo say bia 20 pan car na man 50,000 and 20,000. E wo say ni pan ko hospital, bia 50, whatever e be gigi ni bia no. Enti na wo to ayewe. But wo say e tiase so ade ba ko wo say e tiase pa no say insurance ni bibi bia e si ansa na ya to. E wo say wo bi ansa na esi. Into wohia that insurance means we dey come on obi ate ase o say unya ansa na esi ya na do fi say o twɛn na esi na odi mika koye enye yi into auto insurance. But the good thing about auto insurance our United States they say almost all the 50 states no compulsory into one day na man for any problem because they are force ansa na o car no kwa register eti ba wo other places near there make sure so will be because I na reduce nkeka because what started so bob na nyama kra to yi ma wa na say accident asi na your fault na say be a 50,000 be na free ho whatever currency wo ma 20,000 na ano dey it make sure so will be about wow we say air for protection it protect you out me build the world because the BBC a utua o yi a your friend is saying wo all part also utua which usually no a small tibia wodi ani sɛ wodi bibi accident si a wotua 500 sɛ accident ne 500,000 crop mebɔ kora na wodi bia 500 na wobetua na no ano. The next one to say disability insurance your short and long term mostly we adwuma ma obi a most of the time ya no mo long short term no free long term so will be ya na adwuma mu deɛ no cheaper a chain you better outside to share adwuma mu deɛ no cheaper no atobi ya na ne bon hyɛ na nye de adwuma mu deɛ bu abe be $4 crap $5 and I be bisa yes because in case anything happen disability short term maybe 6 months and they be a company na tua for you be free hokono who will be a bit more you might not get the whole amount of your income no crana only 70% a ye chance would na hwe nti eno see bibia who be a yeah you be bring on more opt out when you adwuma mu a make sure so that disability ni be short and long term and also bit me aboa. The next one a mortgage and also rental insurance. Mortgage insurance no so no in see we bring on my to dan 400,000 500,000 300,000 you will bring this cano 99% in this escano e de kwakoto dan it usually no bank be any so mema obelende that money na or making sure say we need insurance for that so it also know as the auto insurance we are also hooked for there you be more or me to be amount here and I say be for so amount to be most of the time no most people let's say be able to fear we na say over a year to so which I don't advise also unya insurance for your mortgage I bet me about because anything happens and I die 500,000 that's a 500,000 echo and see another one we'll see yeah. These are insurance that you can go with them and make it. These are insurance especially the age of from 21 all the way to 50. These 5 insurance will be here. The next one a rent. Renting you are not hook. Also home because the same process happen will be a what to fee no. Will be about fee no better fee. So bit me see be a could be fee no tefi no be about apartment no better fee. Bit me see so the same. The same bit me SU. It was also to be rented and quite cheap pay for $14 a month, $13 depending on the situation. The building now woman is insured by the property company. And as I say, if you know rent here, only the way insure, but your belongings in there are not insured. It will rent or rent will be insure. Couple of years ago, not couple, I think I could be a years back, be about 5 years. So, a friend of mine, be the same thing, insurance, more to be. ɛboa no na nkɔnyɛ atɔ because of he sɛ insure building na true obi deɛ happen wɔ ne app ɛma nsuo fire tɔm bae nsuo no bɛbubu no hɔ no nyinaa yɛ ade ɛma ɛkɔfa ne nneɛma. Guess what? Companies ɔma insure building but the nneɛma deɛ ɔma insure property company no nti no lucky ɛma ɔmo ka kyerɛ sɛ sɛ ɔkɔpɛ baabi da korɔ ɔma ama ne sika koraa sɛ ɔno mfa nkɔgye hotel nti lucky na saa wei no rental insurance no ɔwɔ ne ma no baabi daeɛ ɔmo tua saa ne sɛ tua ne dan mu nneɛma nyinaa maa no nti these are some of the things insurance mi boa wei say sɛ nka nneɛma tutu mu yɛ ɔbɔ ne bra kama na sika kɔ so kama ne adeɛ a imagine sika nka bi free no hɔnom afiri saa nneɛma wɔlu so nyinaa no nti these are some of the things that kind a protection for you to build wealth. The next one I make ho asɛm ɛyɛ ɔmo manyini kakra no ɛyɛ long term care ɛno no long term care no ɛyɛ ɔmo abusua bi sɛ wodi 60 a ɔmo si up to 60 kɔ no yɛ ana ne bo ɛden free 62 kɔ no ɔso to bia no yɛ ɔmo a ɔmo kɔ nursing home ne saa those care no yɛ ana ne bo ɛden ɛyɛ awo nhia na this time steady kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo do 62 kɔ no ana yɛ ana ɔmo taa hia yes ebi a wo hia no sisi a ba ɔmo ne twɛm bebree ana ne bo ɛden nti sɛ ɔwɔ sika na biribi a wotumi tɔ bi ɛbɛtumi aboa wo for saa nneɛma no ɛno no yɛ ɔmo yɛ mpanyinfoɔ no yɛ ba woyɛ young a the last one mɛka ho asɛm ɛyɛ health life insurance. So what the even 21 that's say you have a dependent will be depending on you you need life insurance period you need life insurance. Why? Because you see funny when you start talking of insurance, are we talking of your debt? That means you won't hope you. Yeah, I know say bimusi no insurance. The purposes of insurance say will be a premium no help when it comes to BBSA. The life insurance, we're talking of your debt. Oko chimano be no be will depend on you until you need life. Then the life insurance will get them something all the way to Sebia that's the standard of living and now the moment on binya. Until to insurance, life insurance, or 10 to 12 years of your income. And if you make, let's say if you make 50,000, you need between 500 to 600,000 life insurance. Why? Because that's exactly the money or the befi babeshemu fee, and even if you are not there, why do we need that? All right. If they invest that money, it can get them the same amount. Because say if the stock exchange for the past 80 years, 100 years have given us about 10%, or we invested 600,000, that means every year they might get at least their 60,000. You can put the 10 back and use the 50. 50,000 now they be fee, even though we want a bit more fee. That is what they need. At a time, a bit more warm now almost. Yes, you will be brought my enemy. Near see nipa amanfo free ma the whole lot of situation. Eba ema omutimi nye de also mo life and anka pese wo mo pese omutimi live because e woni ho no. Wa life insurance etimi bo mo omutimi yesa de no. Nti no we dey no debate. Who would dependent we have life insurance period. But if you don't have a dependent and are opening it to the time they don't depend on you. Here. Or my 25, 28, or my money idea. So what is what the moment fine? But here, so the life because they don't depend on you. If you die, they are fine. Until here, so we continue paying life insurance for that. So what 10 to 12 years of your salary, and also you pin it down to years. Obviously, be our last child will be that time or you dependent won't depend on you. No at all. Say 20 years or 10 years or 30 years, so it depend on the time I better no. Now a period, now a free on. So these are insurance out here. And I recommend so better term life because you are doing it for that period. You don't need it for anything. If you want to invest, just invest in regular stuff. I bet me I'm way. These are the 5 insurance will be here, and some of the other ones are long-term care. There's another one, so a friend umbrella insurance. Umbrella insurance, and also one share be a couple of hundreds a year. And no, to say example, there's a cap. If it's auto insurance, almost be an accident here, it be 50,000 for medical for be the other party. It be You know, these days there are a lot going on. There are so many things people can find out how your net worth and all that. Some lawyers bet me a financial if you work more, apart from all that, bet me says you personally, they will come after you. In this situation, if you have umbrella insurance can step in and cover those things for you. No, I suggest to say if your net worth is going up more than 500,000 million, you might need that in case anything like that happen. Then you have the umbrella insurance. So these are insurance we here. I bet me more build the wealth. Yeah, sometimes you need a protection to be able to be because let's be honest, if you're trying to build wealth, now all these stuffs are coming in back and forth. It's going to be tough for you to build wealth to a certain point. Yes, you need these insurance to help you to build wealth. But no stress in your situation. Yeah. Especially life insurance. We need dependent, we need BBR, you don't need it. You don't need life insurance. Yeah, you don't need it. But as a poor, the movie are fine. But technically you don't need it. Yeah, because it's for your dependent. If you don't have dependent, I don't see the reason why also. And it's a kind of one apart from your topic now and the topic was very sensitive in the end say it was very, very sensitive and in probably go through this process but I hope see a they hold it back because they don't want to invest because of the experience and now almost Ghana almost no nneɛma nkɔ so because deɛ obi ago that situation ama nneɛma nyɛ nyinaa no in was here rethinking and I say reconsider our decisions and go back na intimi ne mboa your nation mboa your community na mboa we are seeing Patrick Befi Sikasem make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be generous. See you next week. Bye bye.